This offense doesn't miss Michael Gallup.
Ooh. You're right. I mean, he did just drop a 40 burger.
Yeah.
He's a good player, so you'll be glad to have him back. But no, they're really not missing a beat. And the interesting thing is you can look over the 3 weeks and how the ball is distributed, and I don't think Dak or Kellen gives half a crap who gets the ball.
Yeah.
It's just what is the look, who's going to be open, and if Dalton Schultz is going to be my leading receiver today by far, then that's the way that it's going to go. I want Gallup back. I want to have the best options I can everywhere, but I think they're doing a great job, and no, they don't really miss him.
Yeah, that's the truth, Brian. It's unfortunate, no disrespect, but I mean, Cedric Wilson getting to play against the third corner, at times second corner, very effective. But I think this kind of goes to what you were saying since last offseason, maybe spring 2020. You're saying my guys were telling me Cedric Wilson's had a great offseason. He's impressive.
Exactly, yeah.
So I think Wilson's elevated his game to closer to where Gallup is.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, though, to me, I'm really would be excited to see Gallup in this offense because I do know that the way that Gallup kind of works and contorts his body along the sidelines, that ball that went to Cedric Wilson.
You think he would have got his second foot down?
I think that Gallup would have found a way to get that other foot down. I just know. But I can't discount how well Cedric Wilson's played, not only on the receiving opportunities he's made some big catches along the way, but also, though, for the special team stuff that he does. Noah Brown even had a catch yesterday. So, I mean, what does that tell you?
They don't care.
They don't care. They have no time for this. Guys, you paid a six-pack and a lawn chair for these safeties. You feeling good about that?
Yeah, feeling great, because I think it does show that the mistakes that were made last year in your pro personnel department are kind of year to year as opposed to a systemic problem. I think it speaks to Dan Quinn's ability to help them find the right talent and put them in a position to succeed. So I think it's a great time for the franchise.
Gosh, and he really just went with guys he knew, right?
Crazy.
Like KZ, and he knew Curse, right? He'd been with Curse.
Yeah.
So it's really just Dan Quinn being like, hey, I had some bad defenses, and these players who weren't even really starters or some of them were or whatever, like, I'm just going to bring some of them in, and they all worked.
Yeah.
So do you love it? Yes. Is it confusing? Kinda. Does it make you feel better about Dan Quinn? Yeah. It's a man with a plan.
Yeah. I think that initially when I saw him bring Keanu Neal in and KZ and those guys like that, KZ, I was thinking like, okay, this is Dan's way of having players available to the other players when guys had questions. When the teammates, not all the time do you go up to your coach and ask him, hey, what about this? What about that? Players kind of go to each other. And so like when Neal was sitting there and and say Parsons or somebody had a question, then he could go up to Neal and go, hey, what did Dan mean by that? Well, he's trying to get you to do this and this. So sometimes it's almost an old Parcells trick where you bring in guys that you're familiar with that also Dan Quinn could go up to off to the side and he could go, hey, what's the vibe? What are my guys getting this? Are they getting it? I'm like, no, Dan, you're teaching like crap. These guys don't understand that. You got to think about it. So sometimes you have to have a guy in the locker room to kind of get the pulse and I'm not saying it's a snitch, but it's a guy to be able to kind of explain. But the guys he's brought in, they're helping you make plays.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to be really honest here about Curse. I never wanted to put Curse in a situation where he has to cover.
Thought he couldn't play.
Thought he couldn't cover. I really did. I thought he was a physical player, but I didn't think he could cover like this.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. How in the hell are they getting by with Terrence Steele at tackle?
I guess you could give some credit to Kellen Moore, but honestly, watching it, I give the credit to Terrence Steele. I think I watched him in camp, and I thought he kind of looked like the same guy. I watched him in preseason. He kind of looked like the same guy, but I'll eat that one. Apparently, they were right, and I was wrong. And he found a way over the course of an offseason to actually get good enough to play in NFL games. And you might have a functional swing tackle. So I did credit to Terrence Steele. I thought the dude could not play a lick. And he's surviving.
Yeah, he's not horrible. He has improved. I think some of it as well is Dak, and just having that feeling for when it's breaking down. Dak's under a lot of pressure.
He is.
So I think Prescott deserves quite a bit of credit here.
Yeah, I think to me that why am I more worried about what's going on at center than I am right tackle?
Because your center keeps getting run through dead up the middle, and that's not fun.
No.
Like Dak is, I believe, I'd have to see it updated this week, but he was the second fastest time to pass in the league this year. So, like, he's catch, throw. And to Gavin's point, we're still watching him be under pressure.
Yeah.
The ball is coming out in a hurry, but he's under pressure. It's because it's coming right up the gut.
Yeah, I worry about that. And Jerry Jones has always talked about that. Like, listen, that's one of the reasons why you don't move Zach Martin. He was worried. He always wanted Dak, Romo guys to be able to step up and make throws. And, you're getting a little compromised there inside. I think that's something that they've got to address. All right, guys, this defense better than smoke and mirrors?
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I think smoke and mirrors is one way of saying it, but also putting, mediocre players in a position to succeed. Is that smoke and mirrors or is that good quality coaching? But to me, I think it's Micah Parsons, who is a massive catalyst. You look at the last Ravens championship, Ray Lewis goes out midseason with like a torn triceps. They barely get in with the wild card. He transforms them when he steps on the field. And I don't think Micah is, the leader that Ray was or anything like that. But just the performance makes everybody's job easier. It prevents Hurst from getting around the corner and going for 20 yards. Instead, he's rodeoed out of bounds.
Right.
So I think it's that one dog in the middle of the field that's making the job easier for a lot of people, or in fact on the edge as well.